Hey everybody, my name is Dan Clark and I just want to welcome you to my channel, Life After Religion. That's my YouTube channel. And today I want to talk about something that I thought was very disturbing regarding the Jehovah's Witnesses. And what I wanted to talk about was the town meeting in Ramapo. Rick Fearon had it on the 6 screens. It was a live town meeting they had, and they were talking about this new media center that the Watchtower is actually sprinting toward. And so I had lots of thoughts about it. You know, why are Watchtowers sprinting toward getting this thing building, like driving it? And then the other thing that was very disturbing was listening to the lady describe all the facilities and how wonderful it's going to be, and the wonderful impact it's going to have on Ramapo and the community and the beauty of the place and the windows and the trails and just this beautiful planned out multi-year plan in the future of this media center. And just, you know, that it would have this special glass, that it would have special siding that matched the outside. And all I could think about was my growing up. All I could think about was we were told not to have babies. We were told not to plan for the future. We were told, you know, we're going to build houses later. We're going to build houses and have occupancy and be in a paradise later. Right now, we just want you to pass out watchtowers. But I saw the hypocrisy of Watchtower. The hypocrisy. Planning, building for the future, beautiful constructions, 600 and some room facility, and it had everything. And I'm thinking, for what? They're going out of business. You know, people aren't going to halls anymore, and for good reason. And I guess I wanted to talk about that tonight because I thought about it, and I thought, why are they sprinting towards this new infrastructure, this mega structure in Ramapo, you know, somewhere out there where they're building this big site somewhere up in New York or somewhere. But anyway, I wondered why they were sprinting toward it, and I realized why it was. I realized they've already said they're not going to open up the Kingdom Halls till 2022, 2022, despite all of the masks are off. All the churches around here are wide open. In Idaho, in most places, the masks have come off. Everybody's attending. Everybody's embracing each other. Everybody's happy, except the witnesses. And so I sat back and I thought, why? Why is this happening? Why won't the witnesses? Why don't they want to open the hall? And then I realized it. It's because of Kingdom Hall crashes. It's because of all the false prophecies. It's from the apologizing to us. When you think about it, think about this. People in 75 put their whole life on hold. Their lives crashed. Watchtower went on. They didn't care about those people then. The generation prophecy came on. Everybody's life's still on hold. Well, they just extended it a little longer from 75 to the generation. 70 or 80 years from 1914, it's going to be over. And then that passed. And then the overlapping generation, right? And so how many more times can you lie? It's all over the internet. There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of internet sites, thousands and thousands and thousands of videos of angry people. And here's why they're angry. Because, you know, you wonder, why would somebody go into a Kingdom Hall, you know, and open the door when they're having a meeting and raise hell? It's because they've been lied to. It's maybe because their family abandoned them. Because the elder said, you know, you don't ever talk to your son again. Jehovah doesn't want you ever to talk to him. So you may have been one of those ones who were abandoned. You may have been one of those ones in 75 who the end was said it was going to come, and you put your life on hold and you lost your savings. You might have lost your house. Maybe your parents gave their house to Watchtower instead of the family or the generation prophecy or the overlapping generation. But regardless, you've been affected. And what's your reward for all of those magazines, hundreds of magazines you paid for and distributed to everybody? Zero. False promises, fake prophecies, no apologies, and to put the icing on the cake, you and me have been cursed and wished we were dead. Think about that. I was in there 40 years serving, 40 years in the Watchtower, passing out Watchtowers, giving talks, going door to door. 75 passed. I watched my dad go into depression. I thought, what's wrong with him? What's going on? I wasn't really fully engaged, with what was going on. And then the generation prophecy came. I was wide awake. And, and I was affected by it because I had lost my childhood. I lost everything up till this point. So, I was angry too. I was angry with a whole bunch. So I want to get back to my point. Why won't they open halls? Because the people like us are going to keep coming in. We're going to keep knocking at the door. Hey, you guys lie. Hey, you guys, when we try to leave and we try to go do something else because we don't believe your false prophecies, think about that. I can't have a different opinion than Watchtower. I can't say, well, I think I'm done. My dad went through the 75. I went through the generation, and I was considering the overlapping generation, but I'm going to pass. You guys, do whatever. But to say you wished I was dead, governing body, to say you wish I was dead because I left your grip, your vice grip of brainwashing is sickening. You guys are sick men. You guys are very sick men. You put curses on people. You scare the hell out of people. And that's why those doors aren't going to ever open. You have hid pedophilia. You have hid it from the congregation. People that have come to you with an open heart and said, hey, this guy raped me. Women that have come in and said, this guy's raped me. You have told them to shut their mouth. You said, don't bring reproach on Jehovah. Keep it quiet. And up till this point, you have been able to keep it quiet and put on this facade that the organization is clean and perfect and God-run, theocratic organization, God's theocratic organization, and it's not true. And you are being exposed, and that is why you are making a sprint towards your media center, because it is your last hope. This is your last hope. All your false prophecies are on the internet. Taking organ transplants at 79, it was cannibalism. In 80, you could do it. It was a conscious matter. All your policies have been shuffled and changed and twisted. And also, you guys have just done what you wanted. You have played God. You said you were God. You said you were the mediator. You said Jesus gives you the spiritual food at the proper time. So you have been playing God. But now your playing God has come back to haunt you, governing body. And the reason it's come back to haunt you is because people like me have come out of your hypnosis, come out of your brainwashing, come out of your tutelage, come out of your fear and shame that you've instilled us in, and are here to talk. And that's why you can't return to a kingdom hall. That's why you're selling them off like hotcakes and pretending that it's COVID. COVID's over. COVID is over. Yeah, there's some people that got the flu. Yeah, there's some people that got COVID. But for the most part, the masks are in place. A lot of people have been injected. Yeah, it works. These churches are wide open. You drive by a church, they're wide open. But I understand why you guys are keeping your doors shut. And the reason you're keeping your doors shut is because your false prophecies are up to the heavens. The false prophecies are out so everybody can see it. Your crap, your shit has been brought to the light. We have brought it to the light, and we will continue to bring it to the light, and nothing will stop it. There's a force right now that cannot be stopped toward Watchtower, and it's this voice. It's the word. The word of truth. That's what we're speaking. And that's why you can't open a kingdom hall, and you don't want to open a kingdom hall. Asking people now for their motor homes and, 2005 and newer, we'll take your motor home. Pretty soon you're going to be asking them for their guest houses and whatever the hell else they have while they're under your hypnosis. Jehovah needs what? Jehovah needs nothing. It's you men who need things. It's you men in Brooklyn who need things, who want the things, that are selling off things, selling off those buildings in New York City for $650 million and, this building and that building, not explaining what you're doing in the money. Well, I guess God doesn't have to explain what he does with his money, but asking for more. asking for donations, asking for people to work for free, to come down there and use their talent, their skills to work for free, pay for their own food. I mean, this is what we're hearing, signing their life away. You won't take nothing, you won't sue them, you won't charge them any money, you won't do this, you'll just go down and work for free for Watchtower. It's really disturbing. You guys, you governing body, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You really ought to be ashamed of yourself. It just bothers me that you won't even say you're sorry for all the lives you destroyed, all the abandonment you've done with the people. There is no reason in the world why a person should have to sit in the back of the hall for 2 to 10 years to come back. That is so out of harmony with the Bible. That is, as far as from the east is from the west, that God says, I've forgotten what you've done. You don't put you don't put people in prison that long for doing worse things. You don't put a baby in a timeout for 2 years. That's punishment. We know what the real motive is there. Look at that guy in the back. You don't want to be like him. You don't want to never come back. This is abuse. This is terrible abuse. And you guys continue to abuse. Think about that. You guys won't stop. Now making a sprint for the big video center. It's because everything's crashing around you. People are leaving. The Australian Commission, all of your stuff is coming into the light as it should. As it should right now. The light is on Jehovah's Witnesses. The light is coming in from everywhere. Hundreds of YouTube sites, hundreds of YouTube videos, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands people are talking about what you've done with them, to them. The fear that you have put into these people who dare to leave, who dare to think about leaving. You have loaded them down with fear till they can't even think straight. Loading them up. A lot of the sisters and brothers on antidepressants trying to sort everything out after coming out of there. What church is like that? Look at all the churches. You can leave and go from one church to another, go to this one, go to that one, visit, but you can't the Kingdom Hall. You're cursed to death. You told us we were going to suffer a second death and not be resurrected. Tony Morris says, I'll be glad we're all dead, won't you? Everybody applauded. I was like, whoa. Because us slaves left, because we left your grip, you're that pissed that you would wish we were dead? That's not Christ. That's not the love of Christ. That's not a loving God. It's man-made bullshit. I'm just going to say it like it is. It's man-made bullshit. And we have been knee-deep, neck-deep in bullshit. But you don't have us anymore. We're free. We're free, and we're talking, and we owe it to the brothers that are out there who are coming out. We owe them videos like this to say, hey, let's keep talking. Let's keep making some noise. Let's tell people what it's like in there. Let's tell people what it's like out here. See, because most people don't know when they're coming in. They don't know that they're going to be indoctrinated with fear. See, here's the thing. A lot of people talk about free will. A lot of people say, well, it's people's free will. And it is. It is their free will to worship as they will. This is America. Worship as you will. The only twist with Jehovah's Witnesses, the big twist, and it's huge, is this, that when you come into Jehovah's Witness, you're lured in with the carrot of paradise tomorrow, right? Who doesn't want to be in paradise tomorrow? The world looks pretty tough right now, right? The world looks pretty bad. And, there was an earthquake last week, and there's some people starving in Africa. And, it lines up with the Bible, so it's got to be close. And so, but what people, and so people say, yes, it sounds good. Tell me more. Well, you need to take in some knowledge. Little did you know that the knowledge you were going to be taking in was the fear of Jehovah. Whoa. Fear, 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 and more fear. Fear of the world. Fear of yourself. Fear of the people all around you. Fear of Satan. The fear of schooling. The fear of higher education. We were doused in it. The fear of ever leaving. The fear of dying and not being able to get into paradise. You guys totally totally didn't tell us about that. So I think that's where it borders on this free will. Like I said, I hear a lot of people saying, let them be, leave them in the organization and stuff. But they're really under mind control. That's something different. Are they worshiping or are they being coerced into worshiping? You know what I mean? And to see, like I saw, my brother's mind completely consumed by Watchtower. They're a walking Watchtower. My father died in shame. My mother died in shame. I've told you guys about this on this before. And to not do anything seems like it'd be a crime. To not say, look, when you go in there, they're going to scare the hell out of you. They're going to turn God into a maniac. They're going to turn Jehovah into a psychopath. They said Hitler, if you wouldn't salute him, when you went by him, he would put a bullet in your head. And witnesses tell you that's the way Jehovah is. Only those who call upon the name of Jehovah will be saved. Everyone else is going to be genocided. My God, what kind of God is this? Genocide anyone who don't know his name? We can't just say Abba, Father. We just can't talk to him. Not according to witnesses. But we know what they're doing. How can they come up with another false ending? How can they come up with another false prophecy? Nobody's going to listen to them. The minute they come up with another false prophecy, it will be all over the internet, all over the world, left, right, it's going to go out. They're going to pick it up from jw.org. And they are going to blast it out all over the world and say, here we go again. The witnesses putting another carrot out. Now, do you think they're going to put another carrot out? Absolutely. Here's why. They've got to get this media center done. They've got to get the media center done. They're sprinting, doing the town meetings. The town didn't even really know. They were like, we should tell the people what we're doing here, that we're putting a big cult in your backyard. You know what I'm saying? But they're trying to just rush it through, and get it built because their days are numbered. This thing is toppling, guys. This thing is toppling. This is a big organization, and it is toppling. It's outdated. It's authoritarian. It's crazy. Yeah, it's totally male energy, male run. Women aren't nothing in there. It's really something. Women can't go up to the podium. They have to stand off to the side. They have to be two of them up there. This is like old-fashioned stuff. And so they're trying every way right now to reinvent themselves. That's what they're doing with the new music, the little dancing, at the assemblies, putting on this new mask. I was on jw.org and I heard a couple of talks and they were sounded like I was in a Christian church. Jesus this, Jesus that, Jesus this. I was like, what the hell's going on? Well, I realized what's going on. They're putting on another mask. The mask is to get Christians. We're Christians just like you. We're Christians just like you. They're not Christian at all. Not at all. They don't talk nothing about it. It's just a fake aid. Oh, yeah, do you believe in Jesus? So do we. Yeah, yeah, he came and died for us. Yeah, we believe the same. BS. BS. You don't have to put these big doors. You have big steel doors on your Kingdom Hall and put peepholes in them. You know what I mean? Most churches don't have that because they're not preaching shame and fear and all this stuff that we've been indoctrinated and abused. Witnesses have been very abused and mind control, and most of them have needed therapy when they got out of there. They've been scared of everything, afraid to move. It's really sad what Watchtower's done. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to end that there. They're making a sprint for the big thing. Let's keep talking about this. Let's spread this video around. Let's keep talking about what they're doing. They're trying to reinvent themselves. Do they deserve to reinvent themselves? Absolutely not. They're doing a lot of danger. They refuse to apologize. They refuse to turn around from what it is they're doing. And I know people will say, that's crazy, Dan. Of course they're not going to turn around. But you would think with somebody would have a consciousness toward God and to think, man, we've misled these 8 million people for all these years and false prophesied to them and false promised them to them and said we've heard Jesus' voice clearly and we distributed that food at the proper time in the Watchtower and Awake. Now, all of that stuff is garbage. These are false prophets. This is a book company. This is I don't know, they call it a publishing company. This isn't even a church. And now it's not even a Kingdom Hall. It's jw.org. And so they're transitioning as fast as they can. So let's let people know what they're doing. Let's spread this video around if you wouldn't mind. I would sure be glad if you did. Let's let people know what's going on out there, what's going on behind the scenes of the Watchtower. Let's let them know so that they can know, so that they can be informed, so nobody else gets into this trap. They're going after Christians next. They're working in the children. See if they can get the children in and give them these sort of actor jobs. You know, we're looking for actors. You know, that's what they're talking about on jw.org. You know, did you ever think your daughter would be an actor for Jehovah? So if they get the kid in, then they got the parents in. Well, my kid's in Bethel, you know, acting, you know, for Jehovah, putting on dramas. So they're working the kids, they're working Christianity, and there's going to be a lot that fall away, that don't like this whole thing, that, you know, they've had their Kingdom Hall sold, that they maybe put a lot of money into. Maybe some brother paid it off himself. And now they're asking for these motorhomes, these, 2005 and newer. God knows what they're going to ask for next. So like I always say at the end of the video, get out from amongst them. That's what the Bible says. Get out from amongst them. These are false prophets. They instill fear. And it says don't fear them. If they false prophesied once, don't fear them. Well, these guys have been false prophesying for over 100 years. But the Bible says if you do not want to share, which means continue in their brainwashing and continue in their BS and telling you another false prophecy that's coming right around the corner. You know when the next prophecy is going to come? When their their media center is finished. That's when the next prophecy is going to be. I'll guarantee you. It'll be, if I had to bet, that's what I would say. I would say the next prophecy is going to be right at the time that the media center, or just after. You know, it's going to be, you know, I forget how many years it's going to be to put it up, but that's what it's going to be, to string people along. So they're working now Christians, they're coming after Christians, they're trying to make themselves look Christian, and they're coming after your kids. So anyway, that's it, guys. Thank you for coming to my site. Please subscribe. There's lots more videos coming, and let's pass these on and get them to people, because everybody needs to know what's going on, okay? All right, thank you so much. Enjoyed talking to you, and have a great rest of your weekend, okay? Thanks.